All right. Welcome to SDSUcollegiate.com. It's another week of basketball previewing, and this week is, again, rivalry week with NDSU, North Dakota State University, the Bison. SDSU will travel to Fargo tomorrow, where the men will tip off, and then Saturday, where the women will round up the doubleheader. The men have lost 9 times in a row to the NDSU men's basketball team. And since the last matchup was at the beginning of December, the Bison looked really good. They have kind of fallen off, and meanwhile SDSU is 1 win away from 20 wins. Again, I got people smiling at me while we're filming this. This is weird. But SDSU has played well recently, and NDSU has not. That seems like a recipe for an SDSU win. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, it's in Fargo, and that has not been a pleasant place for the Jacks recently. So it'll be interesting. I think the key is going to be rebounding. NDSU killed the Jackrabbits the first time around on the boards, and the Jackrabbits have improved on the rebounding and defensive ends, except for last week at Oakland. But it'll be interesting to see what SDSU does.
The Jacks have improved rebounding-wise, defensively. Still inconsistent, though. And I think if this turns into a game that's closely contested, I think that's in NDSU's favor, absolutely. And I think if SDSU wins this game, it's the kind of game where they're going to win by double digits. That's been the theme for them.
That's the only way they know how this year.
So far, yeah. I think the key matchup to look at is Marshall Bjorklund versus Jordan Dykstra. Now, you remember they played in December, and I think Bjorklund kind of had the best of Dykstra that game. Dykstra since then has emerged largely as one of SDSU's greatest threats and one of their best players.
And neither player is in the same category they were in the first time they met anyway. Bjorklund is second, I think, in the conference in field goal percentage, and Dykstra is really the sixth man on this Jackrabbit team right now. So I mean, they're two very dynamic players and carrying their team in certain aspects.
And definitely members of the all-newcomer, some of the all-newcomer team. Talk about the women now. The Jacks have won 6 of 7, something like that.
If they win, it'll be 8 of 9.
8 of 9.
So that's 7 of 8.
And NDSU, meanwhile, also beat the Jacks in Frost Arena, and again looked like a really good team. Since then, they have not necessarily played up to that level. But again, I think this is a good. Well, actually, I think this is a bad matchup for SDSU because of the quality guard play of the Bison. Now you talk about this matchup. Now SDSU, prior to last meeting, had beaten NDSU I think 10 straight times. So this is another intriguing matchup. Don't you think?
Yeah, and then that, like you said, the guard play is what kind of got the Jackrabbits the first time around, and their guards are good. Degani, I think, had her best game of the season, and Plucker is an all-Summit League first-team choice. So I think the Jackrabbits kind of last week found 2 different ways to win. They blew out Oakland and then kind of picked up the gritty victory over IPFW, and they're going to need some of that road intensity this weekend because it's not going to be easy against NDSU.
Yeah, and they're coming off of kind of an emotional win against IPFW in which Chris Paul, CP3, took a little bit of exception to perhaps the theatrics after the win, where they were obviously very excited. So, that really didn't have anything to do with anything.
There's a lot of ways to look at what transpired Monday night, and I think those 2 teams are going to meet again. I can almost assure you of that.
Possibly. CP3, fan of South. Maybe not last Thursday, whenever that matchup was. So, well, anyway, 2 very fun, exciting matchups. We will be there Friday. We will not be there Saturday. Sorry. We'll be there Friday. We'll be live blogging. So look for the link on SDSUcollegiate.com. Thanks for tuning in.